Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 323 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Hey, yo. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services too, just give us a 5-star review, thumbs up, or whatever your service allows. Also, if you did not know, this podcast is brought to you proudly by Derek Bamford. Also, John Tingley has a bar named after him. If you really like us like they do, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we have a lot of different benefits, but the most popular tier is the $5 tier, which lets you watch us record the podcast live on YouTube, as we are doing right now. You also get a bonus episode every month. We need to do that next week. And you get the podcast live one day early if you can't make the stream.
Squeeze me.
Some of our patrons deserve shout-outs, just like our patron saints, the previously mentioned Derek Bamford and John Tingley, as well as our affiliates, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and More on YouTube. James, seems like your video was doing pretty darn well. You did about the amiibo with Zelda. Congrats. Sarah Solar and Mom, as well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin Downs, and Chris Peralta. Also, make sure you check out PS Rewind on YouTube as well.
Derek and John, as Kevin just said, we need to do a bonus topic. If you got any ideas, let us know. If you want to record with us, let us know.
If you like cool t-shirts and the like, you can always go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. Sean,
yes,
you had something you wanted to tell me about your dinner.
Nothing crazy, but we did Sam the Cooking Guy on YouTube. If anybody doesn't watch him, check him out. Makes great stuff. He's in San Diego. Went to one of his restaurants there. Not tacos. Fantastic. But anyways,
what did you say? Not tacos?
Yeah, it's not. They're not tacos. They're tacos, but they're like not normal.
They're not tacos, but they're not tacos.
They're like weird takes on tacos.
Taco takes.
He had this whole like Cinco de Mayo feast video about 3.5 weeks ago. And he did this like carne asada that looked really good. So I wanted to make it. So he made that and then just made it into nachos. But I used the flat top. You marinate it in like it's cilantro, cumin, oil, salt, pepper, garlic, lime. That was probably most of it. Make a marinade out of it. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on here before. I hate
cilantro
grilling. No, love cilantro. Hate grilling steaks. Now, to be fair, this steak was not uniform. It was thicker, thinner. I know that's a recipe for disaster.
Yes.
However, there would be times where, like, okay, you've got your thermometer, the probe kind.
Yeah.
Metal thing, and then goes to like skinny metal at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Is it reading at the tip? Is it reading like in the middle of that thing? Is it reading at the base of the tip? Like, where does it read from? Because when I had that thick piece, I'd stick it in probably to where the tip was probably past halfway, and it would say like, I don't remember what the numbers were, like 105 degrees or something. And then I'd flip it and I'd measure at the same spot, also probably ending up right around the halfway point of the thickness, and it was giving me like 140. And I'm like, it's always something. It drives me nuts. All things considered, turned out fantastic. I just cut open and it looked good, so I took it off. But very stressful. I mean, I don't have like a burn per se, but I feel like I just like...
Did you do what I did? Where you
I didn't touch anything,
everything?
But I definitely singed because I could smell burnt hair. But like you spray water on, there's all these things you have to do to like properly care for it, and I'm doing a very bad job because it already looks like crap.
It's not letting me do the amiibo where I am right before the boss. Well, that's annoying. Oh well.
Really?
Oh no, it's because I'm in a dungeon. That's why. I don't think you can do them in a dungeon.
Maybe you can't do it in a shrine. I know.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe the dungeon's the same.
Sorry.
But anyways, I spray water on it. And,
I can't answer it. I don't know.
It drives me nuts. I'm like, maybe if I had a perfectly flat, equal thickness steak, maybe it would be all right. But like, it drives me nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I don't know what to do. And I've bought several thermometers. They all act the same.
No, it's
so
not.
It's not the thermometer. It's me, I guess. But like,
no, it is the thermometer. It's just they're all like that. Like, I don't know where.
But how does
the
anybody
reading comes
ever
from.
cook anything?
I know.
Like, I don't know. That's my. That was my night. It turned out fantastic. It was really, really good. But I was definitely stressing out during the cook. But yeah, that was my witty banter. Not very witty, but it was banter.
Use a meat thermometer. Pierce it, avoiding the bone, thickest part of the breast. Use a meat thermometer for meat. Yeah, but where does it... I know how to use one. It's where does it come from?
Because then I'm like, if I stick it in too far, if it's reading at the tip, am I now getting a bad reading because I'm almost sticking out the other side, so it's going to be really hot, hotter than it is? Is it smart enough to just read along that whole length and just give you the lowest temperature? Like, am I giving it too much credit by thinking it's that smart?
I don't think it's that
I
smart.
hate it. I hate everything about it. It drives me nuts.
It says the thermometer's probe should be placed at least a half inch into the food and will register the temperature in... Well, now I don't know where that part is.
If I've got like a roast or like a chicken or like anything like that where I've got a lot of meat to stick it into, I just stick it in whatever. But like if I've got only like an inch and a half to work with and I'm like, I don't know. The tip is about the halfway point, but I'm like, I don't know if it's reading from the tip. Is it reading from higher up and I'm not at the coolest part yet? And it's just, I can't get out of my...
Oh. That's not what I do. They're saying to stick it in from the side.
I can't do... I've tried... I kind of went in at an angle, but it's too hot to just...
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do it. But yeah, that would probably take a lot of the... Anyways.
Well, that was today's episode of Cooking with Sean.
Sean, the cooking guy. Copyright.
Strike. Any other witty banter?
Play ball. No, but I want to talk Zelda.
You ready?
Ready. Light spoilers again. We're not going to get anything
No story
too
stuff.
crazy. Yeah, no story stuff. So I beat the fire temple. If you really don't want to be spoiled what the dungeons are, I'm sorry. I beat the fire temple. Kevin's at the end of it. Maybe my favorite dungeon. Like,
I think
it was kind of stressful and just like when I got in there and I'm looking at the map, I'm like, oh god, like I can't even like I can't even make sense of it. But I think it was maybe my favorite dungeon.
It was my favorite because it felt the most like a Zelda dungeon.
Yes.
I think you might have told me that. I can't remember, but
when I was going up Death Mountain, I'm just like, ugh, I don't like this. I didn't like it in the first game. I don't like when I have to wear special clothes. I'm just like, I don't know. I was dreading it. But it ended up being pretty cool. I like the ability you get with your new friend. I thought the kind of sort of boss before you get towards where you're getting to the dungeon, I thought that was I saw it and I was like, oh my god. And then it's like, oh no, this is like a joke.
Super easy, yeah.
But it was just really cool.
But
really
I do like
fun.
that they give you a wing right there with fans
all,
and like two
all
energy
decked
cells
out,
on it
ready to go.
already with a steering wheel. I'm like, okay, thank you. I know what I'm
that
supposed to do.
that was perfect. But yeah, I like the dungeon a lot. We can talk more maybe off air sometime. But like, there was a couple times where I had to get from like here to here. And I'm like, I don't know how they want me to do it, but I would like climb up a wall and then I jumped off and like flew and like went in like this way to get there. I'm like, whatever, I'm here.
Oh, I did.
I don't care.
I used 4 or 5 of my rockets in inventory to strap them to my shield and just be like, I'm going up and I'm floating it because I can't figure out. You turn this thing this way and then it goes this way or this. Some of them go like, but then you can turn it when it's like this and
yeah,
like,
so you can go like this.
Oh
like
my
this,
gosh, it was so confusing.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Made it to the final dungeon. I mean, for me, it was the final dungeon.
Well, the fourth. We don't know.
Well, yeah.
Not
who knows?
Hyrule Castle or whatever you got.
Yeah, the fourth of the dungeons.
Was it tough to get to? Because the one time I went into that area, I was like, this is so freaking annoying. I don't know where to go. You don't even have a compass.
No, it wasn't that bad. I thought it was one of those things like they've maybe done in Zelda games in the past, but they've definitely done in other games where like you go into the sand and you can't see, and it's like, we're not even going to let you go through. We're just going to kick you out.
Yeah.
But it's not that. Like, you can get through. Just
yeah.
If you look at the map and be like, I got to go straight, just go.
But
don't
you better hope
turn.
there's nothing in your way.
Exactly.
Or Gibdos. Gibdos were not in Breath of the Wild, were they?
I don't think they've been in anything since.
I didn't think so.
Well, I was going to say Ocarina, but that's probably not true. They were probably
in Twilight.
Twilight.
They were definitely in Majora too, but I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I like that whole area. First of all, make sure you've got a lot of arrows. I've got a ton. I've got like 200 or 300.
For the fourth dungeon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I have that many because of all the Lionel hunting I was doing, and like you get a lot when you kill them. So I've got like 250, 300 arrows. That's more than enough, but you're going to want to make sure you've got at least 50 or 60.
Oh, I've got
above
like
100.
I've got 130, I think.
Okay, so
like
you should be fine.
But with this boss fight, I don't know how many I'm going to end up using. I'm guessing it's a lot. The boss of the Fire Temple. Oh, no? Okay.
Nah. Sword.
Really?
Yeah. Use your friend, use your sword. I'm curious to see. I beat that guy. So it's typical Zelda fight where it's like, do something so that you can hit him.
Right.
And I beat him in 2 of those cycles. I did something. Then it's kind of a new like phase 2. Did the thing again so I could hit him. Dead. But I've got the full fierce deity thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I was stronger. So I'm curious to see how that works for you.
I'll probably have to go through 3 or 4
But yeah, I beat him
cycles.
in 2 cycles.
With the sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The new area is cool. I like the power up. The stuff you have to do to get to the dungeon is pretty fun.
Are we talking about the fourth one?
In the fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I remembered, and I think I sent it to you. It was from some interview that somebody did with somebody. I don't think it was Andrew, but somebody that worked on the game. And I think it was that. Maybe I'm confusing where I read it. But I read something somewhere, and I sent it to you where they're like, one of the dungeons, if you like fall into it, I don't remember what the conclusion was, but something different happens. And I'm like, oh yeah. Well, I didn't do it at that one, but you can't really. I mean, you can, but that's the only way to get there. So that must not be what he's talking about. And then the other one, it was also kind of similar. I'm like, no, I don't think that's it. Then there's this one. I'm like, well, again, you kind of have to. So I don't think that's it. So I'm like, they must have been talking about this one. And I'm like, okay, you could do that. All right, I'm going to try to do that. So
before you went in at all?
I had already gone in, and then I left because I wasn't ready to do anything.
I got the travel point.
And then I was going to go back, and then I started thinking about that. I'm like, oh, I want to fly and drop and see what happens. So as I'm going, there's like a sky island. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I can at least make it to there, get my stamina back, and then fly the rest of the way, and I should be able to make it. I land. Oh, I'm coming up to the sky island, and I see, whoops, Gliok, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, all I really need to do is land and then take off.
Yeah. Oh, there was a Gliok on the sky.
On this sky island.
You're like, can I land right on the edge and then run away real quickly?
So I get there, I land, and all of a sudden, life bar.
He sees you.
King Gliok.
Oh.
I'm like, oh God. I've never even fought. I tried to fight one Gliok.
I tried to fight one.
Didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
They're definitely beatable.
Okay.
And I beat him.
The king?
The king.
So if you do what you told me.
That's all you do. So this guy, he's got a lightning head, a fire head, and an ice head. But basically, there's all these little like towers and stuff. You can kind of hide behind them. Not towers, but like things that are, I don't know, 4 times your height. So you can kind of hide behind them for the most part. Basically, all you want to do is climb up on something and jump off.
Slow down.
So you can slow motion.
Yeah.
Bing, bing.
Did you use bomb arrows or regular?
Just regular arrows. Just one hit. Boom, boom, boom. And then he falls, and then you
Oh, so that'll stun him.
Once you get the bing for all 3 heads, he like.
Oh, it's got it. Okay.
Boom. Then you go
but
up.
if you hit him, it is a headshot, so you're gonna get the bang. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Then he gets back up, whatever, rinse and repeat. I got him down to like 10% health, and then he got up, and then he just flew way up in the sky. I'm like, what is this? And he starts just ice crystals falling, flames, lightning. I'm like, holy crap. It kept like hitting me. I'd be down to like 1 heart. I'm like, food. And like, I'd heal back up.
You need to be like...
He's way up there. Like, I can't even... He's almost above the clouds. Like, I can't even... Like, I can see him, but I'm like, I'm not hitting him with an arrow.
Right.
So I ended up dying.
You need to be like Kid Link when he gets the Hylian shield in Ocarina and just like hide under it like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried it one more time. I tried to get him down to maybe like 25% health and then stop so that next time I stun him, I can kill him before he even does that. He did it again. I later found out online he starts doing that when you get him down to about 40% health. Also, it's not just King Gliok. Any of the Glioks do that apparently, but it's worse with him. So I read what to do, or one thing you can do is when he gets to that point, if you've got him, put 2 of the Zonai springs down.
Okay.
Stack them. And when he starts to fly up, you climb on top, do a jump strike, so it goes and like launches you, and then you just
bing, bing, bing,
and just like blow him up. That's what I did, and I eventually got him, but like it was a rush. And it's one of those things where I'm like, well, cool. Like, no trophy, no crate. I got another sage. One of the things you can like that thing. I'm like, I found those before just by landing on an island and opening a chest. Yeah. That was a reward for killing him, but whatever. I can at least say I beat him. So that was crazy.
Did you go try to do any of the regular ones?
No, but if I see one again, I'm gonna.
Well, now that
I'm
you
gonna
know
mess
how to
him
fight
up.
him. Yeah.
So, anyways, I ended up flying to the thing and nothing happened. So I don't remember what supposedly was going to happen.
I don't think you ever sent me that.
I could have sworn I did.
I don't think so.
Well, anyways, I got there and I found some stuff. You're basically on top of the dungeon. I thought maybe something was going to trigger.
Right.
Nothing happened. I'm like, well, okay. So then I went back in. It's less of a... I think I had told you this one looks like it's going to be the most...
Zelda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, but it wasn't. It was still a cool dungeon. I got through it pretty quickly, and I kind of lucked my way through it. But I unlocked the 4 things, and I didn't even... Like, then I had to leave to come here. So I haven't even seen the boss. I know what the boss is because...
the boss. Okay,
yeah, you kind of fight him on the outside, and then he runs away. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to fight him again inside.
Is this another reoccurring but different? Or
I'm trying to think of what it even was now. It was something new.
But it had a name when you fought it outside?
It did, and I'm trying to think of what its name was. I think it was something new. I can't even think
about what the 4th power is going to be, or who it's going to be.
Yeah. Up until this game... I don't remember it being this way in Breath of the Wild, but I'm sure it was. I always said Gerudo, but it's Gerudo. But I think in my mind, I always want to say Gerudo. But they say clear as day Gerudo in this. But
now I don't know what I say. I think I said it with a J.
Yeah, I always said Gerudo.
I think I did.
But so I'm at the boss, or I will be at the boss next time I play. I'm hoping maybe by next weekend. I'm so torn because, like...
I don't want to beat it.
I kind of don't want to beat it. I want to beat it just so nothing gets spoiled for me. But because there's no platinum, I'm like, I hope I have the willpower to stick with it even after I beat it. I don't know what my end goal is. I'm not going to do all 100 and however many shrines.
132 this time.
I want to explore more of the
Do you know
depths.
how many you've done? I'm at 61. I checked.
I have... I think 19. I've got 19 hearts.
It still just says first played 10 days ago.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've gotten 13. So 13 times 4 is 52 plus 5. I think I've done 72.
Okay.
Or am I off by a heart? I've either done 68 or 72. Actually, I'm 3 above it. I think I'm only 1 away from a new one. So I'm either at 71 or 75.
Are you on the second row yet? How many hearts?
I
can you
don't
get in
know
this
if it
freaking
ever
game?
goes to a second row.
I've seen screenshots of people.
Oh,
that,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not.
So maybe after 20, maybe like you have 20 per row or something. But no, I think I'm at 19 or 18, and it's all still in the first row. But
yeah, it can't be 20 and 20. It'd be 40 hearts. 40 times 4 is 160, but there's 132 shrines.
But you start with 3.
But you start
and
with
you
3
get 4
and you
from
get
dungeons,
4,
so it's 7.
7, 13
So 33 times 4
is 132.
is that how many there are?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So
you
I
could,
guess
you
it's
could have
just
40 hearts in
If
this
you
game,
don't do any stamina.
but that's
I don't know how you get through the game without doing. We both got 2. Do you still just have 2 rings?
yeah. I'm not doing any more stamina.
I think 2 rings is plenty. I haven't found anything that I can't really climb that I want to. I do wish I could fly further, but with the 1 power that you get from one of your friends, that helps. But it's still like, I wish I could go further, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm almost at the end of those 4 dungeons. What comes after, I don't know. I hope it's not just, all right, go get him. I'm hoping there's something else, but I don't know. I wouldn't even say I'm hoping. It would be cool if there is, but I'm not.
I don't think
so.
so.
Expect
now, after
there to
we
be.
got the 5th power, and I was like, oh, and yeah, we haven't even talked since you got that. Because I told you, like, don't get your hopes up. It's not that cool. Do you ever use it?
Not really.
Because I think to use it, if you don't have everything there, you have to use Zonite.
It uses Zonite to.
And I don't want to do that. I'm saving all my Zonite so I can upgrade my stupid battery.
Right, yeah. No, I've never really used it, but I haven't really built anything that crazy. I still want to just, I don't know. Just go
all
create
your
and see what
items out
happens.
and go to one of the construction things where they've got.
Yeah. So one thing I thought of, even though it's not my normal kind of game, what this game has made me want, and I don't think they would ever do it with Zelda because it just doesn't fit. But the way all the like open world stuff and how you can do all this building and just whatever, I think it would be cool if this was like an MMO, or at least Elden Ring, where you can like invade other people. Like, it would just be cool to be walking around and just see something that somebody has built, and like, I don't know, like, it's
like
cool
in
to be
Death
able.
Stranding.
It would be cool to be able to like build something and like
fight me,
right?
with our
Like
two
do
mechs.
something. Like nobody's ever
Yeah.
going to see. I can post a video of it, but like nobody else is going to be able to interact with it. Like, it'd be cool to somehow go into other people's games and like.
Well, like I do wonder. So they did DLC for the first game. I don't know if they're going to do it for this or not. But so they did the Heroes mode, which you can already do in this game once you unlock something. And then they did the Champions Ballad or whatever it is with like 4. I never finished that. I started it and I was like, I don't care. And I don't want
I don't even remember what the DLC. There was the one thing where you had to.
And there was also hard mode.
There was some kind of like challenge where if you do this, you like get the full unlocked Master Sword that never powers down.
Yes.
And I could never beat that. But I don't remember what the other. Yeah, there was something with the champions. I don't know. I don't even remember what it was.
It was story stuff. All I know is I had to. At one point, I had to go to the desert.
Was that free or did you have to buy it?
No, that was the $20 one. I think.
That was probably the last DLC I've paid for.
Did the messengers cost money or was it free?
Picnic Panic or whatever. I don't know. I never played it.
I started it and it was fun, but it was like it had just been too long since I'd played it that I was like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing it, and then I got to the desert area, and there was a Molduga kept kicking my ass, and I was like, I'm walking as quietly as I can, and I'm here, go eat this bomb. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with Breath of the Wild. I'm done.
Yeah, I know when I went back to do that DLC, I had stepped away from the game for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I could never beat the Master Sword Trials, whatever they were called, because like
that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
you had to. It was just like it was kind of like big shrines, but there was like a lot of fighting, and I don't even know that it was that hard. If I had played it while I was still in the midst of playing that game, I probably could have beaten it.
Yeah.
But I remember going back after not playing for a while, and everything just felt foreign. And
it reminds me of the Tower of Hera in Link Between Worlds. That's easy.
oh yeah,
Every time I play that game, I'm like, Once I remember it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, do it for 10 levels, okay. Now 25, now do all 50. I'm like, okay, do it again, and I get a diamond rupee or whatever. Sure, I'll do it. It's so easy. That game, I love that game so much, but it's so easy.
Yeah,
it's probably the easiest Zelda game I've ever played. It's probably
it's
easier
up
than the
there.
first
Yeah.
one. He just got the Patreon notification. Well, that is weird. 8:42. Because we went live like what 30 minutes. Well, I can look on here. 31 minutes ago. Thanks, Patreon. That's stupid. I am still loving this freaking game. So
I don't see how this is not my game of the year.
So I have now beaten. I was in the second dungeon last week, I think, but I hadn't beaten it yet. But I beat that, and I'm like I said, I'm in the third dungeon now. But after I beat that second dungeon, probably the night we podcasted, I've just been roaming the world, unlocking all the towers.
So do you have all the towers
doing the
now?
shrines? I've got all the towers.
You did all the memories.
All the memories.
No story stuff.
I don't know how this turns out. And also, we would have to talk about it offline, but it doesn't make sense when you think about it.
It's time paradox.
Yeah, you can't. Whatever. We'll figure it out. I'm sure it'll make sense in the end. I love it. I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't make sense. So I beat the second dungeon, did a whole bunch of exploring and everything. Like I said, 61 shrines in. I've got 2 full stamina bars. I think I've got 16 hearts, maybe 13, 14, 15. I don't know what I've got. Whatever I've got what I've got. I don't know.
It's what I got.
I like how I found some new stuff in the world. There's like, I figured I had all the like stuff that you can use with like your ultra hand power. And then I found somewhere there's like these stakes that you can drive and stuff. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool. I wish those were Zonai devices so I could just have them. Oh, they are? So
You
eventually
can
I can
get
get
them,
them? Okay, that's good to know. Because I feel like you could break the game with Ascend using that stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you just put like a board on a stake and put it up as high as you can.
Put it up there, ascend,
and then ascend.
As long as you have 2 sets, grab the one below you, stick
Exactly.
it there, ascend. Grab that one, boom.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll even let you do that, but I found new types of shrines, or one new type of shrine that we talked about up in the sky that was cool. The other kind, I only got that other kind once, and I thought I got the first ring, and then
I've still only seen that one, and I'm just very
it's at
lost.
the thing of Courage, I think it was. The island, Courage Island or something like that. I think that's where it was. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know why that just popped in my head. But I don't think I'm going to go back and try to do that.
I don't even remember where it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can just look at the map and see the shrines
that's true.
that you've been to, but you haven't done yet.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
got a
true.
travel point.
Yeah, so I could. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote down here 5th power, and then I was like, well, yeah, I don't really use this because I'm like, it's fun to just. Well, I don't want to say.
Yeah.
It's more fun to not use it, I guess is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you just figure stuff out. I found one shrine that was like a Jenga shrine. Have you found this?
I did that one, yeah.
I was like, I'm pulling the thing out, and it's like, oh, I hate playing Jenga because of this as well. I'm like, so I finally found the right one. I pulled it out. Okay. There was another shrine where I had to there's like a big ball rolling, and there's like a target over here.
Oh, the baseball thing?
Yeah. Where you hit the shrine.
That one took me. I'm looking at. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
I finally figured it out, but then I was like, from where you're standing, it looked like the target was almost like right here. And then when I went, I was like, why am I missing this thing? And then when I went down on the floor and actually looked where it was, I was like, it's not
really
here.
far away.
It's way over there. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so now I got to angle this thing and try to hit it off that to bounce in there. I've definitely beaten some of the shrines not the way you're supposed to.
Oh yeah.
But I also don't care. Like that's the whole point of them. But I do think that the shrines in this game just seem so much better.
I think they're way better than the first one.
Yeah, like
I know they're not all like this, but when I think of the first one, I think of like the ball falls into this thing that you're.
You were going to say what I was going to say.
Rotating. You got to get the ball.
Just flip it upside down and just kind of coax it over there, and then boom, done. Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of Breath of the Wild shrines. And there's probably like one. I don't know. Probably more than one. Probably like a handful that were like that. But like. That's what sticks out in my mind.
I need to go back because I did beat one of those Eventide ones. It's the one that said I had found the harder ones first, and then I found one that said whatever it says, beginner, and I was like, Oh, I found.
Did
the
I tell
hardest
you?
ones
I
first.
feel like I'm having deja vu. So I think we probably talked about this. Have you done the one with the vehicles? You said you went there and then you. Yeah.
I died. I tried it, and then I was like, I got cornered, and I was riding one, and then it like got stuck on a wall, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
That's what I meant. But then my brain's getting. So there's that one with like the.
They like auto target.
The homing things. Yeah.
That's how people do the stupid lasers.
The drone thing. Yeah. There's also another one with vehicles where it's like they've got some things already made, and it's almost like Grand Theft Auto. You like jump into one, and then you're just like mowing down the constructs, and you can. There's like, ooh, if I go there, I can. Oh, that vehicle. Oh, that one's got like a flamethrower. It's like Mad Max and stuff. That one was a lot of fun. So you'll find that one eventually.
The shrines are just so much. The shrines I like the best in Breath of the Wild were the combat shrines.
Yeah.
This, I like them all. Like, I haven't done one. I remember I was listening to Game Scoop, and Justin Davis said basically, F the Courage to Fall shrine. And I found that one, and I was like...
That one, I had to look it up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I didn't look it up, but it's because he said, this is so stupid. Like, I just realized the tape is still here. From the Master Sword. So because he hated it, I was like, it's going to be something I don't expect. So I tried to... I was like, wait, Courage
I was
to
jumping
Fall.
off the edge. I'm like, maybe I got to fly under. And there's like nothing down there. I'm like, I quit.
But then I was like, wait a minute, what do these lasers do? And then
I
like,
just assumed
okay.
they hurt you or
I thought
kill
I was
you.
gonna die,
yeah, I had never
I thought it was
touched
gonna
one.
be a one-hit kill, yeah.
Yeah. And then once I read it, I'm like, that's
once I knew
stupid.
what they did, I was like, okay, now. But I kept screwing up where you get the you get the ball and there's a plane up there, and I would like either I would attach it to the plane and fly, and then by the time I get there, I'm like trying to unattach it. I'm going trying to get it to disattach, and then it's like, and then my plane like goes up the wall,
unattached,
or something,
disattached,
and then it detaches. Yeah, that's the word. Detaches, and then it like goes bonk, and I'm like, no, I'm going pew, 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 trying to grab it, and it just rolls off the cliff. So I got to go. I had to go all the way back up. I think it was the third time when I finally got it because I was like, this. Now I'm starting to get pissed off. This is annoying. I love this game. I got the Master Sword.
Where are you at?
Where
are you at armor wise? Did you give up trying to get whatever you were trying to get?
I ended up getting the Fierce Deity because I don't want to wear the mask because it looks stupid.
Oh, I love it. I wear the whole thing.
I've never liked the look of the Fierce Deity, but I got because I already had the pants because I just stumbled onto them luckily.
Yeah.
And then I got the armor, and I'm just rocking that. And I've upgraded them both once. So I need to go. That's probably what I need to do after, before I go to the next dungeon, temple, whatever. I need to probably go High Nox and whatever. Well, I guess I finally need to fight some Lionels, and I got to get up to the dragons again and hack their claws or whatever I got to do. Because I probably need to upgrade that. And I also am wearing a headpiece, but. Did you know that Link had a house in the first game?
Is it in that?
It's in Terrytown.
Terrytown.
Yeah. Apparently there was a quest to build it. I don't ever remember doing that.
I did it, but I did it well, like maybe when I was playing the DLC. Like I feel like when I finally did that, it was not when I was like in the middle of the game.
I never even did any of the Terrytown stuff. I never built that town up at all.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people said it was super cool, but I was like, I don't want to build a town. I want to play the game. Like, so I just never did it. But in his house now, there's what's it called? An old worn headband or something like that. And all it does, it's just a hair tie. So his hair is like it is in the first game. So I wear that. Because I like the look of Link better when it's not just the mullet. It gives no stats. But I just like the look of it. I'm like, I'm not wearing the stupid Fierce Deity mask, so I'm just going to rock the ponytail again.
Yeah, I guess I forgot his hair was different in the first one.
I feel like you only really notice it at the very beginning of the game when you're naked.
Yeah.
There's something about that. Because once you've got armor, and maybe it's because at the beginning of the game you don't have a big old shield on your back and a bow. Maybe
I
that's
still have not
why.
gotten the Hylian shield.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
Because where you get it in that place, there's no enemies. If you just go to the right place, and I found her diary. Oh, that's what it was. In that house, there's a diary. Oh, and Zelda and Link apparently live together now. So I'm like, wow, did they finally get hitched?
Good
I don't think so. But there's a Zelda's diary in there, and it says where that is.
Oh, that's how. So that's how you would find out.
Yes.
In theory.
Without looking it up. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Gibdos are insane. I hate those things. And also it's because they're in the desert and stuff.
You can't really. I think in theory you can just.
No, I just go fire arrow.
Oh, okay.
What do you do?
I use the power that you get there.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking back, I'm like, wait a minute. In one of the Zeldas, you can like hit them with fire arrows and then they turn into skeletons. Oh, wait. That's in A Link Between Worlds, I think. Or is that in Ocarina?
In Ocarina, they like freeze you.
Oh, that's right.
So you have to like sneak behind them without getting seen. But then you can just kill them like anything else.
And they drop like their rib cage. I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
I assume you can fuse it, but
you can. It said it moderate. Oh, I think it gets a lot of attack power, but it's very brittle. I think is what it said. And I'm still not hating the breakable weapons. I think it's just all because of the fuse thing. I've seen some people complaining because they think it's actually worse because of the menus that are involved with doing the fusing and stuff.
I just wish you didn't have to go into your inventory, grab what you want, drop it, and then fuse. Yeah. Like,
it's so much better.
I don't know how that was
find
overlooked.
something and you're like, okay, yeah, bing, yeah. What else? I just think everything in this game is better than Breath of the Wild. The story is definitely better. The combat, I think, is better. Apparently, some people don't think that.
I don't see how it could not be. To me, it's not really any different. Other than the new stuff. I mean, you can like fusing your arrow. Like,
yeah. But they added the fuse, just the fuse stuff alone makes it more fun.
Yeah.
The abilities are better so far, I think.
Yeah.
I don't mean your friend abilities. I mean like the core, the Ascend and the Ultra Hand and the Recall. All that stuff seems... It's so much more fun than just like, I can turn water into ice. Like, okay, you know. And I've got square bombs and circle bombs. It's like, woo. Yeah. Okay, like I just like that better in this. The exploration I think is better. I think the world is better in this because it doesn't feel as... It's still not like a dense world, but it just... Something about the fact that Hyrule is rebuilding... It seems like there's more. It seems like there's more stuff that is distracting me, than distracted me in the first game.
Yeah,
not just the shrines and stuff, but like it almost seems like it almost feels like there's more stables, but there's probably not. But there's just always something going on. The friends abilities are better. The dungeons are better. I like the towers better in this because I don't even remember what the towers were in the first one. Did they beam you up? Did they shoot you up?
No, you just stood on the platform and you plugged your Sheikah slate into the thing, and then it looked kind of like a tall neck. It was just skinny, and then with like a platform at the top. But I don't know how.
But how did you get? Because I know they were good for travel.
How did you get
but did they shoot you up in the air, or when?
No, you could just jump off them, but they didn't shoot you up any higher.
Okay, so the travel points.
But
were
I don't
at
even
the
remember
top
how you
instead
got
of
on
the
top
bottom
of them.
I guess. Well, that's when I remember you had to climb up them because I remember one of them.
Oh,
I remember one I had to climb
That's
up, and there
right.
was like thorns all around it.
Yeah,
and there was like guardians around that area too that are like shooting at you and stuff.
Yeah, no, these are much better.
Yeah. I wrote enshrines kit up, so I don't know what that translates to. I don't know what that means. The shrines are better. Shrines mixed up, maybe is what I meant. I don't know. The dragon tears, the memories in this are the dragon tears. They're better than the memories. And the memories in the last one were cool, but the only one I really remember is the one that shows Link and Zelda, like when he fell, like when he got beat. And it's like rainy and everything, and before he went to the resurrection shrine and all that.
I just remember the one, and I think it was probably in the ads or something, but I think it was from a memory in the first one when like you see Zelda and she's like crying and she's just she just like collapses into him. I'm just like, ugh.
I can't wait to see, and I don't know. How can I say this without spoiling anything? Everything we saw about a certain character is in the memories. We don't really know what that character is in this game except for what happened at the very beginning.
True.
So I'm like, what is that gonna be? I just don't know. And I wonder if it's gonna be a 2-phase thing, like the stupid ending to the Ganon fight in the first one where it's just basically you ride around on a horse and go pew, pew. It's basically like a playable cutscene. Remember how stupid the Dark Beast Ganon?
I hated all the boss fights in that game.
The bosses are better. That's another thing.
Yeah.
They're actual bosses. Gleeoks are back. I really thought the Gleeoks were going to be
I thought the Gleeok was
a
just
dungeon
like
boss.
yeah.
I didn't know they're just out in the world. I'm like floating. And then as stuff starts to come into view, it's like I see three fires or 3 electricity. I'm like, oh shit, no, whee! I'm going to go this way. I'm going to say this. I know it's prisoner of the moment and everything. This game, like I remember when Breath of the Wild came out, when we were in the throes of it, we both were like, this might be our favorite game of all time. And now both of us, it's not even in our top 10. This is in my top 10.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to go back and redo our top 10 at the end of this year because we haven't done it since God of War came out, Elden Ring, and this. Those are 3 that I think, like I would probably just swap out Ragnarok for God of War 2018. I don't think I'd put them both in my top 10, even though I have like 3 Metal Gears in my top 10. That's whatever. And 2 Zeldas. Now 3. Yeah.
I think my biggest
gripe.
I can't say it's my favorite game of all time, my favorite Zelda of all time, anything. And I think the main thing
Night, John.
is the same thing that I say about a lot of games. There's not really there's a ton of stuff to do in this game, but there's almost no replay value. I mean, the replay value is just if you want to start over. There's no way I will ever play through this game again. Just like Elden Ring. I might do New Game Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, I've started it. I never finished it. But like, if this had New Game Plus, that could be cool.
Like maybe you just start.
Maybe that'll be the DLC.
or
Maybe
something.
they'll add, New Game Plus hard mode. Like that would be cool. But I just don't. It's too much to even think about completely starting over.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I think because of that, I'm like, when I'm done with this game, I'm probably done with it. I don't know that I probably won't be done with it for a while, but when I am, I'm probably never going to go back and play it again, no matter how good it is. And it's fantastic. So that's why, yeah, I don't know that I could ever, I haven't gone back and played Ocarina in a while, but like, I've beaten that game probably a dozen times. I've beaten Link to the Past probably about the same. Like, I always go back to those games. This game, when I'm done, I'm probably done.
Yeah, because you're talking about a 10-hour or a 15-hour game versus 100. I don't even know how many hours I'd put into this stupid thing. Not 100 or anything. It's not like that, but
I mean, it's going
to be a lot.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. Yeah, you haven't played 9 hours a day.
No.
But I guarantee you we both put in 50, 60 hours.
I've got to be over 40 would be my guess.
Yeah, I would guess I'm in the 50s.
Yeah. But you've done more than I have, so that would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when it switches. Is it after
used
you've
to be
played
after
so
a
many?
week. No, it used to be after a week it would start showing.
Really?
Yeah.
What's funny is Mario Maker, which I played a decent amount. I'm at 70 hours.
I was looking at that.
And I'm like, oh, by the end of this week, I will be above that in this game over just like a 2-week period versus Mario Maker that I've played a lot in the beginning and then on and off for like the last 5 years or whatever since it came out. And all that's only tallied up to 70 something hours.
Yeah.
I'll be over that in this game by the end of this week.
Yeah. So I'm at, just going down the list, Minecraft has been played on this for 40 hours.
Oh, I would have thought
Obviously,
more than that.
Not me. Fortnite has been played for over 100 hours. Well, no, normally Casey plays Minecraft on my PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Mario Odyssey, I only played it for 15 hours. Animal Crossing, 115 hours, Casey. Holy shit.
Wow.
Prime Remastered, I got to 10 hours, but I never finished it. Let's see. I played the Sea of Stars demo for an hour. Wow. Smash Ultimate 45. I'm surprised it's not more because my kids played it all the time too.
Yeah.
NES, I've played 15 hours. SNES 3 hours. Blossom Tales 2 10 hours. Cuphead 20. Switch Sports a little while. That's sad. Oh, it doesn't. I don't have. I guess maybe I need to open Mario Maker for it to tell me how much I've played it. But it didn't say Mario Maker. Huh. That's interesting. It doesn't just show. So it only shows like your last so many games. Okay, anyways. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 20 hours. That doesn't seem like enough. But I don't know. But a couple of notes on Zelda, and then we'll get going with the rest of it. 10 million copies sold in the first weekend.
Awesome.
Oh, the Lakers are up 15 at half. Oh, well. They'll beat them in 5. That's fine. Also, Aonuma just had a interview come out yesterday where he said the game was based... When they delayed it in March of 22, the game was done. They just delayed it for over a year to polish it and make sure it was as perfect as it could be.
I don't know if this is true, but this says on the 11th day is when it'll show you your playtime, which I think will be tomorrow.
That's tomorrow because it says 10 day. Last played 10 days.
So I'm curious to see.
But yeah, that's just what Nintendo does.
I mean, that is Miyamoto. Like that's the whole delayed game.
Exactly.
Blah 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 blah. And you've got one of the best games of all time.
I mean, yeah, it only runs at 30 frames and it's on super old hardware,
But I don't even
whatever. But that
notice
makes it even more because it does drop at some point when there's a lot going on. It's like, whoa, okay, slow down.
Yeah.
It's like 15 frames or something.
But the fact that they even got this game onto the Switch is insane.
It'll be interesting when Switch 2 comes out next year. Like, I wonder how they're going to handle cross-gen stuff. Will there just be a patch for this? Are they going to make you buy it again?
I don't know.
I'm not buying it again because I'm not going to play through it again. But I would like to play it at 60 frames. I think it would just be freaking amazing. But
Yeah.
Zelda's awesome. I think we talked about it enough. We'll still be talking about it next week and the week after. But for now, Sean, do you want to get the news of the week?
Let's do it.
The time has finally come. Sony announced this week on Wednesday PlayStation Showcase for the first time in a year and a half, almost 2 years, I think. Wasn't it September of 21? So a year and 3/4.
Wow. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
And was that when we saw like Wolverine? Was that thing?
I think so.
And Spider-Man 2 and
God of War got the name. Or no, we got the name Ragnarok at the Future Game Show, I think. Future of Gaming or whatever. Where they revealed the PS5.
I'm not going to be all...
Oh, no, it just said Ragnarok is coming. I think we got the name at the next one. Sorry, go.
I'm not going to be all like sky is falling or anything, but...
This better blow me away.
Yeah. And like more than Spider-Man 2. More than things we already know are coming.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Speaking of that, let's do some predictions, hopes, and dreams. I don't know if you noticed what shirt I'm wearing.
Whatever could you mean?
It has to happen. I've been predicting this since the podcast started. This is the time. It's finally real. It's finally happening. Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is going to be there. It's going to. If it's not, this show can kiss my ass. Because otherwise, because the rumors were saying that Konami was ready to show it at a Sony event, but it kept getting delayed and delayed because of the whole Microsoft acquisition. It has to be at this. It is at this. It's going to be out next year.
PlayStation exclusive?
Oh, yeah, for sure. At least timed. But I would think it would just be like Final Fantasy 16. I think it'll just be a PlayStation exclusive, period. Next gen, current gen only, no last gen. I just hope they do it right. And I don't think they'll call it Metal Gear Solid 3. I think it'll just be Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake or whatever. I think they'll just call it Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
Maybe it'll just be called Metal Gear.
Because I think when they released it on 3DS, what a weird thing.
I don't even remember that.
They just called it Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D. So it still had a 3 in there, but it was at the end. But I do think... I think they'll drop the 3. It just has to be there. If it's not there, I don't know what the hell we're doing. If it's not there, I'm just flabbergasted. It's going to be there. It's finally going to be there. I'm going to lose my mind. I cannot freaking wait. So that's my first one. Oh, also, I think it'll be weird, but I think two-part prediction. Death Stranding 2, we're going to see something. Now, that's going to be super weird with Metal Gear from Konami and my reaction was quite loud. Okay, well, no, I'm not going to watch your reaction while I'm on the podcast and you're screaming. What the hell was I saying? Oh, Kojima teased it. Like, we had so many trailers for Death Stranding 1 before it came out. We're going to get overloaded with trailers for this. I think we'll see a trailer here. I think it'll still be. I don't think we'll see any like actual gameplay yet, so we know what has changed. You can't just be traveling the world, delivering packages again. Oh God, sorry. But I think Death Stranding is there as well, and I think it's going to be super awkward.
Yeah.
With Metal Gear Remake also being there.
How many predictions are you doing?
I don't know. I've got a lot to pick from. And then I've got some other questions that we can just talk about.
All right. I think... I don't really remember what happened. I think we get more Ghost. I toyed with the idea. Is there any way maybe they do like a prequel or something? But I don't think you can have Ghost without the stealth elements. And I guess you could factor that into the story somehow about why it's not. I mean, because the samurai code, whatever. But like, it's hard to do a prequel. And I don't know if I guess you wouldn't be Jin, maybe be somebody else. But like, because of the whole thing about stealth and how that's like frowned upon in the samurai way, like, probably won't be a prequel. But I think we get basically Ghost 2.
I still can't believe I never went back and finished that. Even when they put out the PS5 patch, I almost think I bought the PS5 patch and then still never went back to it.
Really?
That was pretty stupid if I did that.
That was stupid.
No, I think that'll definitely be there. I should probably I don't know. I just don't have time to play it. Like I'm never going to get to my backlog. What log? Backlog. I'm never going to get to it because like
you never finished Ghost. You never finished Prime. You never finished the Platinum
in Horizon.
For Horizon, Star Wars.
I think Star Wars I'll get back to.
I don't think you will.
I would like to. Because Casey asked me today in the car when we were, I think we were driving home from the game. And he was like, oh, God, sorry. I am not sleeping well. He was like, did you ever beat the Star Wars game? I said, yeah. And as I said that, I was like, man, that game was really awesome. And I know they put out another performance patch on PS5. So I'm hoping when I go back to it, it'll finally be running correctly.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Did you just go like that?
No, I was just looking at you.
I don't think it's out this year or anything, but we finally have. To me, I think it's obvious. We have to see Factions or whatever this Last of Us project.
I think that seems like that should be a slam dunk, especially after the show. Like, do something with this. Get this game out. I would think that's just a slam dunk. Like that has to happen. But I'm also like, I don't know that game is even real.
No, it's definitely real because they showed.
I mean, yeah, but I guess will it ever actually come out?
Yeah, because remember they showed like the concept art for it. What was that at? That was at Summer Game Fest. The day, like before Summer Game Fest aired, it leaked that The Last of Us Part 1 was coming, and they're like, "Well, we had a big announcement, but I guess some of y'all already know, whatever." Factions has to be there. I'm not even going to count this as a prediction because it has to be there. I'm going to go. I'm going to go out on a limb.
I got a limb too.
This is not going to happen, but I want it to happen. So I'm going to call this a hoper. This is probably more of a dream. They're finally going to start releasing on PS Plus Premium PlayStation 3 games that you can play without streaming. Everything we've heard is that they can do it, but every game they have to, like Moore's Law is Dead has talked about this, that every game, because the stupid PS3 cell architecture was so stupid, they have to basically go into every game and tweak every game to get it working natively. So we're never going to be able to play every game natively. But if they can just start popping one out a month, whatever, I would love to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on my PS5 natively. Well, I know. I wouldn't really, but I would like to see it. Maybe it would run it better than 20 frames a second. When I went back and started playing that game when I hooked up my PS3, I was like, this is bad. This game is just all sepia. And like aside from all the craziness, it doesn't even play like a Metal Gear game.
No.
It's like Gears of War. It's whatever. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say...
Metal Gears of War.
They announce... that PS3 games playing native on PS5 is coming relatively soon. Don't know how many games it'll be or what they'll do. Knowing Sony, they'll release another tier for PS Plus and say, but you got to get that one. 150
Probably.
a year, not 120.
Yeah.
But that's my next one.
All right. I'm going to say I can come up with 5 total.
Okay.
I'll do 5. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth release date, March 24.
Because right now they've said winter 23, which goes
That's not
until
happening.
March
Well,
24.
yeah, I guess that could still, but yeah, I'm
So
just
that
saying
would still technically right.
March 24.
We get a release. We haven't even seen gameplay yet. All we saw
You
was,
saw a little. You saw them like walking around.
Yes, thank you. I am so excited. I'm even more excited for this game. I was so hyped after I played 7 Remake that I could not wait for the sequel to the remake. Then, when I finally got to play Crisis Core, I was like, Poker Friday 06, eat before work. Completely lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh,
Final
yeah.
Fantasy.
Crisis Core. After playing Crisis Core and getting to play as Zack and everything, I'm like, now I'm even more excited for this game. I love Zack as a character. I've only known him a little bit because I never played the original 7 all the way through. So excited for this game. I think it'll be there. I don't know if they put a date on it or if they put a window or something, but
Yeah.
I would like to see some gameplay. I would like to see if they're bringing back, like, how does it compare to Final Fantasy 16's gameplay? Is it going to be 7 Remakes gameplay with the ATB gauge and all that, whatever it was?
I think it'll be more like that than everything I've seen Final Fantasy 16, not in a bad
like
way,
Devil May
but
Cry.
it's like not even Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't think they go that far with 7 or 7 Rebirth, but
Okay. March 2024. Uncharted is back.
like new, no longer Nate.
Not Nate. And again, at this point, I might as well spoil it for you because you're never going to beat the game.
Probably not.
But I don't want to say it on here because if anybody
yeah.
else,
We'll talk after.
it's very obvious what the next game's going to be. It seems like it's not Naughty Dog. I was thinking about this. Sony Bend has not put out a game since Days Gone. Not a great game, but they've got to be. That came out in 2019. Again, time means nothing now because of COVID. That game came out 4 years ago.
Wow.
It does not seem like it was that long ago. They've been working on something. Remember, I think there were rumors that they were working on Last of Us something, Last of Us PC or Uncharted PC or something, and then they got pulled. Oh, no, they were going to be working on The Last of Us Part 1, and then Naughty Dog said, we don't like it, just give it back to us. We'll do Part 1. Don't worry about it. So now they're working on something. They have to be working on something. They still exist. Days Gone 2 is not happening. I think it's and they're not going to call it Uncharted 5. I think it'll just be
Uncharted.
No, it'll be Uncharted, Drake's Fort, whatever. It'll be something. But they also hinted at it. Remember when they did that live action?
The commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically showed, it's like, well, that's Uncharted. It's not the game. It's a live action thing, whatever. But that's Uncharted. I know what it is. When are we going to see it? It's Uncharted 4 came out in 2016. And then Lost Legacy was the next year in August, I think. August of 17. We haven't had Uncharted in 6 years in any form. I love Uncharted. I think 4 was the best. A lot of people didn't like it as much as the others, which I don't understand. I want more Uncharted. I want it to be Drake, but I don't think it's going to be. It seems like it's not going to be that. But yeah, I'm going. Uncharted is back. We're getting a new Uncharted game. I would think we'd probably get it next year, honestly, is my thinking.
We got to get something next year.
Well,
all right. My next one, again, I think it's another. It'll obviously be there. We get more Wolverine. No release date, no gameplay, not much, but more. We'll get to see a little bit more of it and kind of what's going on, what's kind of the high level story, like what's happening.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I almost don't want to see it again until they show us what the game actually is.
I think we'll see something before then, because I don't think that's going to be until next year, at least.
But you got to think, Insomniac's crazy. They put out Spider-Man in 2018.
Well, they don't sleep.
I was like, duh. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's making a name joke. Spider-Man 2018, Miles Morales in 2020, Rift Apart in 2021. Now it's 2023. We're getting Spider-Man 2. I would think Wolverine is probably 25, but it could be next year. But I want to see what the freaking game is.
Yeah.
I want to see what the gameplay is. It's going to be nothing like Spider-Man. I know that. He's not going to be thwipping and thwapping and everything, but I just want to know, because they said it's going to be a mature Marvel game. Like, you can't have a Wolverine game where he just fights robots or something. So it's like, I don't know. Like, even Jedi Survivor had dismemberment and everything. It's not like there's blood everywhere, but in the first game, you didn't dismember the stormtroopers and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe that's why it had to be current gen only, to do the dismembering.
Dismembering? Maybe, yeah.
I like it. I hope it's there. I'm going to predict this because I don't think it ties into my first prediction. Blue Point reveals something. They reveal what they're working on. Remember, there's the quote forever ago that they said they're working on. That it was like
they hinted at like 20 different games.
Well, there's the tweet, but then there's also, they said after they were purchased that they said something like it sounded like they were working on a new IP, but it actually, I think what they were saying is they were working on original content based on an IP or something. I don't know what it is, but I don't think they're doing the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. It seems like that's confirmed that it's this Virtuous Studios out in South Korea. Good for them. But I think Blue Point was purchased like 2 years ago.
And they've done nothing.
Because Demon's Souls Remake was a launch game in 2020. I think they announced that they bought them in 21. And now here we are halfway through 23. And we don't know what they're working on. Blue Point shows up and they show what they're working on. I don't know what it'll be. I hope it's a remake that I can't even think of. I don't want them to make a brand new game. I'm sure they could do it and it would be great, but like, that's not their bread and butter. They made Shadow of the Colossus awesome. They made Demon's Souls freaking amazing. I want to see what they're working on, and they will be there.
All right. All right. I'm combining. I think this is a big VR showcase.
Damn it.
I got 3.
3 parts?
Alex.
Yep.
Because I drafted it. It's got to happen. New Astrobot.
Oh, like Rescue Mission 2?
Yeah. And RE4 VR.
Hold on. Alex,
Astro, RE4 VR.
I was going to predict Alex. I should have done Alex. I should have done it. Damn it. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. They said it's going to be a focus on PS5 and PSVR 2 games. Yeah. Right now, PSVR 2 did not have a very good launch. No matter what we think of it, it just kind of was a dud. You have to have... I think they probably thought Call of the Mountain was going to be their like killer app. I never went back and played it. Mostly because the last time I played VR, I got motion sick, and then Jess was in the hospital, and then Star Wars came out, and Zelda came out, so I just haven't gone back. They have to get Alex. I don't know why. I don't think Valve really has nothing to gain by keeping it on Steam only.
Yeah.
Now, I know they don't need the money because they print money hand over fist, but yeah, what does that even mean? No, I know that, but how do you make money hand over fist?
Like this.
I think Alex is going to be there. I hate that I think that. But if I was going to do it, it was going to be an actual prediction, not a hope. I mean, and a hope and a dream. But I think it's real. I think it has to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be their big VR2 game for this fall. Alex came out in 2020, I think. It's made pretty much all the money it's going to make
Jeez.
on Steam. Just
at this point, yeah.
port it to PSVR 2. Like, I don't know. It's got to be there. RE4 VR, I like, but that's terrifying. I never went back to Village. I should at least start the actual like combat and everything in the game. But I can't
Even if it's just like the first fight, the first time you're shooting bad guys, you got to at least get that far.
I know I'm not doing House Bienvenido or whatever it's called. Bienvenido.
I still haven't gone back. I got there and I'm like, I'm done for now, and then I haven't gone back because I think RE4 came out, and then Star Wars and Zelda, and
Yeah, there's no way. F it. Bloodborne is there in some fashion. I don't know that it's Bloodborne
2 or remaster,
because Elden Ring was last year. Armored Core is coming out this year. I mean, unless From Software's not making it. If they're not making it, that actually could be what Blue Point's doing. I would trust them, I guess, because of what they did with Demon's Souls. They know how to do it. But Bloodborne is we're either getting Bloodborne on PS5, which I think Chris drafted, Bloodborne PS5, or Bloodborne 2. Now, I don't know. And if it's Bloodborne PS5, they're going to charge $70 for it. It ain't going to be no $10 upgrade if you own the PS4 game. It came out 8 years ago, right? That was January 2015.
I mean, I would buy it.
Bloodborne's.
I'm not getting the platinum again.
My God.
But
in my mind, I will buy it, but I'm like, I was nowhere
you
near
platinumed
good.
Elden Ring. You
I know.
beat Demon.
I said I know, but I beat Demon's Souls. I didn't get the platinum, but like, there's something about the combat with Bloodborne that just... Elden Ring was hard as nails, but it was like stuff I can wrap my mind around. I have a shield and a sword, or 2 swords, or an axe, whatever. Boom. I didn't have to do... Like, you don't get a shield in Bloodborne. You just get a gun.
I never used it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, well, then maybe I could do it. I don't know. If it comes out, I will probably end up getting it.
You will.
But...
You will.
You will. Maybe we'll see a Superman game. All right, yeah, I'm going Bloodborne something. So that's my 5.
All right. My last one is kind of I think it's out there. It's not way out there, but it's a hope and a dream. Although I think the timing seems about right. I think we get probably nothing more than a teaser. Resident Evil 9.
Oh yeah, it's been 2 years.
I mean, it's yeah.
It's
about time.
When did it come out in 21? That was early in the year.
February,
March or
March.
something. Yeah, because Dread was at the end of the year. Yeah, it was definitely early in the year. What will the name be?
I had a good idea.
They are in bed with not in bed with Capcom, but they do so much of Capcom's marketing is on PlayStation.
Yeah. I still think, because I know you say Exodus.
Yeah.
I think what they do...
IX.
I think the logo is going to be... I don't know what it'll be called, but I think instead of IX, I think it's IV. IV. But the logo, there's like water, and so you see the reflection of the IV to make an IX. But I can't think of a cool word that has IV. But I don't know.
But it's VI, not IV.
No, IV, when you reflect it, it becomes IX.
But it's going to be reflected below it, so it would still be XI. It'll be Resident Evil 11.
No, IV.
Resident Evil. VI.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying Resident Evil something, and it'll have an IV in it. The IV will be a different color.
Not in the evil.
And
okay.
it will be reflected in the water to make...
now I see what you're saying.
IX.
I like Exodus.
But I don't know IV. Alive.
Resident Evil River.
Alive. Resident Evil Alive.
Resident Evil River. Resident Evil Eve. Resident Evil
Vile. Nope, still wrong.
Liver. Yeah, we wrote down everything I had for questions. I said, do we see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Do we see Wolverine? What about Ghost? And is Bloodborne going to be there? And then I answered that for myself. So those are our predictions, hopes, and dreams. We'll be back next week to cover everything that was.
You mentioned something, and I was like, "Ooh, should I use that as a prediction?"
What'd I do?
And I'm like, "Nah." When you mentioned Ratchet, I was like,
I thought about a Rivet
but I'm like,
game.
we got Spider-Man 2 coming and Wolverine. I think Ratchet's done for.
I think they're probably in pre-production.
They can maybe do 2 at a time, but they're not doing Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ratchet.
But you got to think, if Spider-Man is really coming out in September,
Rivet.
which it
Resident
seems
Evil
like it is.
Rivet.
Rivet. Wait, was that her name? Was Rivet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank and Rivet and
I can't remember.
Bonk.
Her name was like Annie or something.
No, it was something like Clank.
Oh yeah, Bonk's Adventure. Resident Evil Bonk. Oh god. So that's it for our predictions, hopes, and dreams for the PlayStation Showcase. Cannot wait for Wednesday. We're just gonna do one more item on the news list because the thing I got there is just a wrap up thing. So we're gonna do. Instead, before we get to the wrap-up, the NPD results. And I realize I've been calling it the NPD results for months now after they changed the name to Circana.
I didn't know.
It's stupid. It's such a dumb word. What is that? And also, NPD is what everybody's been saying forever. Just keep it NPD. And I don't know what it stands for, or used to stand for, but whatever. I hate the word Circana.
To me, it means new product development, but I don't think that's what
Well,
it is.
no, I don't think that. Yeah, like... It was I think it was just the name of the group. It had nothing to do with actual like video game sales. Yeah. And now the group is called Circana, I think. Anyways, software results for April in the US. Jedi Survivor was number 1. It was only out for 2 days in the month. Pretty impressive.
Dang.
Dead Island 2 comes in at number 2. The game that no one thought was actually going to happen after the trailer reveal, that awesome trailer like 10 years ago, I think at this point, where he's running down the beach and the zombies and everything. Finally gets done, finally comes out, and it was like a 75, 76 on Metacritic. But people bought it, so good for them. Number 3, MLB The Show 23. Number 4, Resident Evil 4. So it dropped from 1 to 4. Still pretty good. Modern Warfare 2 comes in at number 5, of course. Hogwarts Legacy, number 6. PGA Tour 23. Now, I think this is the EA Sports one. Because they took a year off or a couple years off or something, and now they're back. Because remember, 2K got the rights. 2K did something with Tiger or whoever. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2K23 or something. It's part of the 2K games.
Yeah.
This is the EA one.
Okay.
So remember they used to make Tiger Woods and Tiger Woods 2009, whatever. Number 8. This was surprising. I don't care about it at all, but it just kind of makes me happy that it charted this high. Mega Man Battle Network Collection. Pretty cool.
Never got into it.
Number
I don't
9.
even understand
Did you ever
it.
try them?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Number 9, FIFA 23. Number 10, Mario Kart 8. Obviously, we know what's going to be number 1 in May.
Yeah.
I still can't believe the game is actually out and real and we're playing it. Like, that's what I was saying in the Discord that first day.
Yeah,
I was
now
playing
that
it, I was
it's
like, this is
here
just
and
surreal.
it's spectacular, I'm like, I'm glad they delayed it for a year. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. We all made it. Now we have this perfect game instead of whatever it would have been last year.
When it comes to hardware, PS5 led in April in dollars sold, but Switch won when it comes to units sold, and they said that was mostly due to the release of that Zelda Switch OLED, which it's funny that they put that out before the game. But
Have you seen an OLED in
yes,
person?
for the first time in Target a few weeks ago.
But I mean, but active, like on.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is it a
they
noticeable
have
difference?
it next to a Switch and a Switch Lite at Target, and I was like, okay, let me just see, because I've never looked at one before. And I was like, holy crap. It looks freaking awesome.
Really?
But the thing with me is, like, I almost never play handheld, especially now that I got Joy-Con drift.
Yeah.
Link just starts walking to the left. I'm like, stop! Like, if I put it down, he's just like, he's going to walk off a cliff. I'm like, no! Oh, it's so annoying. And I've got other Joy-Con somewhere, but my kids use the Switch, and I don't know where the Joy-Con are. So I know I've got another left one here somewhere, but whatever. Year-to-date, PS5 is still number 1 in dollars sold and units sold. Congratulations. I hope people are finally able to get them now that they want them. Now it's time for the wrap-up. Ubisoft is increasing its Assassin's Creed developers.
Denver's up 5.
They were down 15 at half.
They outscored them by 20 in the third quarter.
That makes me so happy. This will make James happy. Ubisoft is increasing their Assassin's Creed developers by 40% to, quote, fuel ambitious expansion with the franchise. However, the company's headcount overall is down from 20,700 to under 20,000. They said they're getting stricter with recruiting and all that stuff. Also, there's at least 6 Ass Creed games currently in development, which is insane.
Wow.
Ubisoft expects that the following games will be out by March 2024. Assassin's Creed Mirage, there's rumors saying it's going to be October. The Division Resurgence, I don't even know what that is. I knew they were working on the Division Heartland, but I don't know what the Division Resurgence is. Maybe it got renamed or if it's a game I just didn't know about. Skull and Bones, yeah, right. I'll believe that when I see it. That game was supposed to come out 7 years ago, by the way. The Crew Motorfest, X Defiant, the best name ever for a game. And all they're saying right now is, quote, another large game, end quote, by March. I don't know what that would be. It's not going to be Splinter Cell because it ain't ready yet. All they've shown is concept art for the Splinter Cell remake, and they'll probably cancel that anyways because they hate their fans.
Immortals 2?
I would love that, but I wouldn't call that a large game. To us, it's a large game. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know how many copies that ended up selling. But
I'm curious now that we're so in love with Tears of the Kingdom. I know we had said that Immortals was better than Breath of the Wild. I don't know how I feel about that now. But I wonder how
it's not
Immortals.
Better than Tears.
No, but I wonder if we would play Immortals and be like, this isn't that good.
No,
I think it would still be good.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
I had it number 2 that year because I hadn't played Demon Souls that much. Demon Souls should have been my number. Demon Souls should have been my number 2. Next on the wrap up. Oh yeah, also the company lost 500 million euros last year. Not great.
It's a lot of euros.
GTA 6 is closer than we thought. I guess maybe not, but so it looks like GTA 6 is going to be out in the next fiscal year for Take-Two because they are saying for their fiscal year 24-25, they're forecasting their revenue to jump by $3 billion. So obviously they're aiming sometime in the next year or so, we're going to be playing GTA 6.
I don't know that I believe that.
The game 5 came out almost 10 years ago.
I mean, I think it could be next year, but I don't think it's within a year. I could see like next, I don't know, November or something. I think it's got to be over a year away, though.
Oh, I think it probably is. I said that wrong. I didn't even know what time of year it was. But GTA 5 came out in September, I'm pretty sure. I think I might have taken the day off to play that game, now that I think about it. On PS3. That's how long ago it's been. That game was a PS3 game. Right before the PS4 came out, a year later it came to PS4. Now it's on PS5. And they also said it sold another 5 million copies in the last quarter. It's up to like 190 million, I think, now. It's insane. But I can't wait for that. This was just announced today. Wario tweeted this, I saw from some interview, that Spider-Man 2 is officially only a single-player game. There is no co-op. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think co-op could have been cool. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I kind of feel like we might lose Peter.
Yeah.
But maybe not. But like,
I think you're obviously going to play as both. But the thing is, in the trailer, they show both Spider-Men looking at Venom down the alleyway. So I guess he's just going to be like, I got to think there's going to be some team up things or something. But I mean, you've got buddies in Tears of the Kingdom. Like, you can do, I guess it doesn't have to be co-op for them to both play at the same time. But I was just surprised. I figured for sure it was going to end up being co-op, whether it was local or multiplayer.
I'm shocked that there's apparently no co-op whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think it could have been I wouldn't have wanted it to be like a major part of the game. But like,
it would be cool for the two of us to just get online and I'm Miles and you're Pete or something, I think it would have been cool. But obviously we're going to know more about that in a couple days here. Mortal Kombat 1, the reboot, was officially announced and it is out this September. I was actually surprised by that.
It's weird that I mean, I guess it's not too different from Last of Us, but it's weird that they're calling it Mortal Kombat 1 and not just Mortal Kombat. Like, no games are ever just called something 1.
Battlefield
in
1,
hindsight, usually they end up,
we call them that colloquially.
like Zelda 1.
Yeah.
But Zelda wasn't Zelda 1
No,
when
it was just
came out.
Zelda.
But then you have The Last of Us Part 1, but that's because
we got part 2, yeah.
you had to distinguish it from just The Last of Us. But
I
it's
guess
weird
this
that they're calling it Mortal
distinguishes-
Kombat 1.
Well, what's weird, did you watch the trailer?
No.
You have to be signed into YouTube so they know you're old enough to watch the trailer. I'm like, it's just a bunch of story stuff and everything, and then you get to like the last minute, it's like fatalities and blood guts everywhere. And I'm like, oh man.
Like gameplay or like...
Can't tell. Looked amazing though.
Yeah.
Fighters announced so far are Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, not Raiden, Kung Lao, Katana, Melina, Shang Tsung, Johnny Cage, and there will be others as well. Also, the DLC for this, the first Battle Pass, there's a Jean-Claude Van Damme skin for Johnny Cage, and no, I'm not making that up. Why? Then he's just Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's not Johnny Cage. What are we doing?
Right. He was... I mean...
It makes no sense. But I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme did the splits. Johnny Cage does the split nut punch thing, you know?
Right, but he's Guile.
Yeah.
He's not Johnny Cage.
Oh my God, Street Fighter X Mortal Kombat. And it will have rollback netcode at launch.
What does that even mean?
It just means like no lag in multiplayer. It's what everybody cares about in fighting games is rollback netcode. I don't know what it means other than there's no lag. I'm going to keep my eye out on this one, and we'll see how it goes. Jeff Keighley said today that there will be 3 or 4, quote, pretty big announcements that are happening at the Summer Game Fest live show. I want to believe it, but Jeff also hypes up everything. I love Jeff. I think he's a great guy. I love what he does for the
There could be
industry.
like a new Pokemon game.
Yes.
And people would go crazy, but like I don't care.
Even
but
though
that
we've
would be a
gotten one, like,
big
the
announcement.
last 5 years or something.
Yeah.
Square Enix, this came out just last day or so, that after Final Fantasy 16, they have discussed dropping the numbers from their games because they think it scares people off from jumping in to the latest one because they're like, well, I didn't play the other 15. I get that. And I just, it is weird that we're getting a game with 16 in the title. It's like WrestleMania now, we still call it WrestleMania 39 or whatever, but it's just WrestleMania. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. They drop the numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's true. I just never really noticed it.
I think WrestleMania 34 is the last one I remember having a number. And that was when D-Bry won the title. Or no, that was 30. What am I talking about?
34 was...
I don't even know what 34 was. I don't
Was
know why
that
I said 34.
New York? Was that like Becky and Charlotte and Ronda? And
I don't have any idea.
I think that was 34.
Bring your cigars to poker? Ugh. No. Now I don't know if I want to go. I don't want to come back stinking like freaking cigars. That stuff sticks to you forever. It is tough to get cigar smoke out. I don't know that I like that. Xbox is now streaming games on GeForce Now, and they're starting with Gears 5 with more to come in the future. Cool. Good for them. Maybe this is why the UK blocked it, because they don't want them to... I don't understand. Just pass the stupid thing already. This just came out today. Very excited, but I am, like I told Sean, going to wait for reviews. Cautiously optimistic, but AEW Fight Forever is out June 29th.
Is that... What is happening?
You did the...
Not related at all. Is that his house? That's not his house, right? Is that his...
I have no idea what that is.
I mean, but that's not his house.
That's not his house.
That's
no.
the... Where he's been
Oh,
renting or
that's right,
whatever.
because they're not in their house. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Fight Forever.
I feel
I'm in.
You are. Okay. I feel like you... I thought
To
you were
me,
going to
this
pull a
is
Street
different.
Fighter 6 and be like,
I was
going to
say, to me, it's different from Street Fighter because this does sound like a game that I would have fun with.
Just fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost positive I'm in. I haven't pre-ordered. I still want confirmation on all the Creator Wrestler stuff and downloadable.
Yeah.
If that's in it and it's a legit like Creator Wrestler.
And download wrestlers. I care about that more than creating. Yeah. I mean, I'll create myself, obviously. But
then I'm in. But
I think I'm in, but if this comes out and it's like a 65 on Metacritic, but then
it might be.
But it might be. But like, I want to just know, I wish I could. This is
I could
a game
see this
I wish
being
they would
like
do a demo.
65 Metacritic and like 85 user score kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. But this is a game I really wish they would do a demo for. Just give me two fighters. Give me Omega and Jericho, and just let me do one match as a demo. I just want to feel like, does it feel like N64? I think it will.
I mean, it looks like it. I mean, it looks weird, but like it looks like it feels like it. Yeah.
It looks like it feels like it does. Lords of the Fallen, we said last week, it was rumored to be coming out in October, and it's now officially coming out in October. This game still looks cool, but I'm like, it's a From game, but it's not a From game, so I don't think I'm going to play it. Right. Alan Wake 2 apparently is coming out in October, according to the voice actor, so he would probably know. Supermassive has announced they're working on a single-player, narrative-driven game in the Dead by Daylight universe. Cool. Project Leonardo is now officially the PS5 access controller. What? What the hell was that? What? Oh, Leo. I was like, Leonardo. Is his name Leonardo? Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nobody says Leo. He's either Leo or Leonardo DiCaprio. Nobody says Leo DiCaprio.
Also, that ain't his real name. That's a stage name. Look it up. I guarantee his name is not Leonardo DiCaprio. He's just a white dude from like Boston or something. Boston. I don't know. No, he's not from Boston. He's like, I think he might have grown up in LA. But his name ain't Leonardo DiCaprio. Just like Emilio Estevez.
Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio.
No shit.
I mean, he dropped the Wilhelm, but...
Where's he from? L.A. Okay, I got that part right at least. Well, oh well. That does not sound... Tom Cruise is not his real name.
I mean, his dad was George DiCaprio.
Look up Tom Cruise. I think his name is Thomas Cruise, Crews, I could be wrong, though. I don't understand the whole stage name thing. If you're
Thomas Cruise.
It is? No way. That name is way too cool to be a real name.
He's from Syracuse?
Bullshit.
Oh, there you go. Thomas Cruise Mapother the fourth. Syracuse.
That's crazy. That's what. Well, Shawn Michaels is Michael Higginbottom. Do people really like? Does his wife call him Shawn or does she call him Michael? I could never. If I was best friends with Shawn Michaels, I would call him Shawn. I'm not going to.
I don't think anybody's calling him Michael.
Michael Higginbottom. I just don't get it. And do they call Triple H Paul? Like, does Stephanie call Triple H Paul?
That probably because it's not a real name. Hey, Triple H, can you come into the kitchen for a minute?
Hunter.
Hey, the Undertaker.
Okay.
Yeah, Hunter maybe.
But Paul, he does not look like Paul Levesque. It's not what Triple H. Back when he was the Blue Blood, he looked like his name. He should have just been Paul. But Hunter. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. We are way off track. All because Project Leonardo is now the PS5 access controller. And the last item on the wrap up: Switch Online expansion this week is getting Super Mario Advance, as well as Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2, and Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3. I'm this close to getting the expansion pass. Because there's so many, I know I could play it on the Pi and everything, but like, there's so many GBA games. I think once they put Metroid Fusion on there, which has got to be pretty soon. I think
it's
that's
not on there already?
Jump. I don't think so. They announced it's coming, but I don't think it's on there yet. Also, why? Just put them all out there. I mean, I get it, but then like if they, I don't know. Then people wouldn't have something to complain about every month. Like the PS Plus premium games that come out, everybody's pissed. I got to turn off my alerts for Adam Schefter because he's been retweeting all this ESPN PR stuff about Emmy nominations all day. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. Stop it. There's another one. That's it for this episode of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, we will be back next week and we will talk about that hopefully amazing PlayStation showcase.
Now, when is that?
Wednesday at 3 our time.
Okay. I need to make sure that...
Block it off. Yeah. Block it off. I already told Jess, I'm like, I'm not going to be on a meeting.
I literally have nothing Wednesday. I should just block off my whole day.
Damn, my foot. That's it for this episode. Thank you all so much for being here. Until the next time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.